Steve, his style, you know, he's more of a, well, he's well-rounded, but more of a submission guy. Loves leg locks, so preparation for this, I've concentrated a lot in that area. The way I see it, Steve, he kind of comes out hard first round, and then he tends to slow down. For me, I don't mind which way it goes. I can tire him out in the first round and take him out in the second. You know, or just have a bit of a slower pace and pick them apart. I don't mind. I've had a bit of a rocky career, you know, ups and downs, but I've made the right decisions now, and you know, I'm training with the best team, you know, in the country. Well, Steve, for sure, he's right up there. You know, getting a win over him will mean a lot to me, and obviously for the title as well. I've trained just non-stop. Like, my entire life is just revolved around this sport, and this is an opportunity for me to take that title, and it's, you know, I've earned it, and you know, I'm not leaving here without it.
I've been working a lot on my cardio and strength training with a different gym, and a lot on my boxing, which is going to surprise him, I think. Experience is always going to help, but saying that, he's come from an experienced club and a great coach as well. But he brought the age thing into it as well, which doesn't matter. I'm as fit as any of them young lads. I fought the best in 3 weight divisions. Do you know what I mean? Then it's not like I'm taking a step back. I know this guy wants his title. He's got a lot of heart, and he's very, very tough. Everybody asks me when I'm going to retire, but I'm still healthy as far as I'm concerned. I'm still young. I reckon I can get another 20 fights out of it. It is my title, and I want it. It's probably the most important title in Ireland as far as titles go. It's not actually Clan War's title, it's the ISKA title. It's well recognised, and it's the club's title. It's not only my title, it's our club's title. Do you know what I mean? I've trained for a long fight, so I have a long, hard fight. You know?
And any predictions?
My hand will be raised at the end.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next match is for the ISKA Irish Bantamweight title. Introducing first, the man standing to my right, fighting out of the red corner, representing Next Generation Northern Ireland and his hometown of Newton Ards. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighed in at 61 kilos, has an MMA record of 2 and 4. Ladies and gentlemen, Andy Taz Young! And now his opponent standing to my left. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, fighting out of the blue corner, the Devil's Fight Club by way of Antrim. He weighed in at 61.2 kilos, holds an MMA record of 19 wins, 20 losses. He is the reigning, defending ISKA Irish champion, Stephen Taz McCool.
Okay guys, we got our instructions and rules. We need any questions. These are 3 5-minute rounds. A professional MMA, you know what I expect. Keep it clean. Protect yourself at all times. Respect my command at all times. If I say stop, I expect a clean break. Are we clear, fighter? Are we clear, fighter?
Steve McComb puts his ISKA Irish Bantamweight title on the line. McComb in the blue Venom trunks. And we have Andy Taz Young challenging in the red Venom trunks. Both guys aggressive, go for the finish. This should be a great fight, Mark.
I can't wait for this one. I feel like that kid in Christmas morning again with all of these last 2 fights. So I tried to talk these guys into making this some kind of name match where the winner was the only one allowed to use the nickname Taz, but they didn't go for it.
Yep, but we know both of these guys so tenacious, and both taking on real tough competition. From the off, it's McComb snapping out the jab.
So Andy Taz Young has been an excellent fighter for quite some time, but he hasn't found a run of form until recently, and largely because he was fighting really good guys very early in his career. And it looks like
at featherweight, Mark, you know, this is a guy that can make flyweight, and he's been fighting top featherweights, you know, hence the mixed record, but he's found some good momentum. 1-2 of his last 3, and he's put himself in a position to win this ISKA title.
Yeah, he's definitely put some form together. On the other side of that, you have Stephen Taz McComb, who's been fighting and beating the best for years. And he felt that his time had come when he won the ISKA title, and he's certainly not going to make it easy for anyone to take that off him.
Good straight punches there from McComb. told us he'd been working his boxing specifically for this fight, and you can see him really stepping on that jab.
Well, I can remember when Steve McComb first started fighting MMA, he came from a boxing background himself. And back then he didn't know any grappling, but times certainly have changed. Very well-rounded fighter, as too was Andy Young.
Yeah, and almost 40 fights to his credit now in professional MMA as McComb. And he's the first one that makes the initiation for the clinch. Jumps the guard, does McComb.
He's got a plan, obviously. It looks like he was going for an arm there, but he's given it now. He's gone for the leg.
Yep, but Young is wise to it and now sits inside McComb's guard.
Well, Young definitely saw the danger there, and he's defended well.
Yeah, McComb never really had enough purchase or control on the leg to really threaten with a leg lock. But as you say, it gives Andy Young something to think about.
It certainly does. So both of these guys, their fighting nickname comes from the same cartoon character, the Taz, of course, but for entirely different reasons. Andy Young got his nickname because he never stops. And Steve McComb got his name because when he first started training, he used to make noises while he was grappling that sounded like the Taz.
Oh, big left hands coming in there for, I was going to say Taz, but I'll say Young.
They're making it difficult for us to call this fight tonight. You can't use their nickname.
McComb looking to tie up the arms, possibly going for a triangle, and he snaps it on there.
McComb playing a very aggressive guard here. This is his second submission attempt in the last 10 seconds, and he's switching immediately to look for a knee bar.
Yeah, I mean, that was great posture from Young to fight out of the triangle attempt. But McComb really putting himself in a dangerous position if he can't finish this knee bar. But he might have it, you know. He's deep in on the hips. But the IMMA Next Generation Northern Ireland guys, good leg locks. He's got Rodney Moore just meters away in his corner. And it looks like McComb might be past the knee, and he is.
He is. It was just a little bit too low. He realised that the opportunity was lost, but he's gone back to underneath now again. I'm wondering if he's seen a vulnerability in Andy Young's top guard.
Yeah, he's fancying his chances at a submission from the bottom. But he is eating some elbows. I mean, when you get to a certain level of MMA, you know, when the guy's good on top, it's really hard to snatch a submission from the bottom. And Andy Young at the moment doing all the right things to avoid being submitted.
He certainly is, though. It's, at the moment, I was about to say Taz as well. McComb was pinned up against the fence. Doesn't seem to be able to move his hips like he has been previously.
Bit of posture there for Young. Let's see if he can land a flurry of strikes. No real attempt made to pass. Young seems content to just pound away from inside the guard.
Lands a good right-hand strike there. And you're right, Jay, he seems quite contented where he is. He obviously feels like he's winning the round from here.
And I mean, you know, in terms of what the judges are looking for, it definitely is. Big left hands coming in.
An attempt for an inside elbow lock there.
Yeah.
By Steve McComb. That's his second time going for it. It didn't look like it was going to make
And he's been
Young
punished
tap out
for it both times.
He has.
A barrage of left hands just pounded away and made him think about giving it up.
It's a 10-second buzzer for the end of round one.
And Young slides that knee through and finishes with a good elbow there. Tops off a solid round.
Clan Wars is proudly sponsored by Bad Boy MMA Clothing, Stormont Hotel and the Hastings Group.
Yeah, this Clan Wars crowd consistently behind all the fighters. Some of the most insane fans I've seen in this sport, and I've been to many, many shows, and Clan Wars always delivers on this bantamweight title fight. It's shaping up to do just that. A good first round.
It absolutely is.
McComb had his moments looking for the submissions, but Young solid from the top, and for me won the round with some good bursts of ground and pound, and done enough to get the nod most likely.
I think you're probably right, Jay. I have to wonder now what kind of advice Steve McComb is getting in his corner, because it did look like there was a plan to work off his back in bottom guard, but that seems to be unsuccessful. Now the question is he going to go back to that well? Because if he loses this round, then he's going to have to get a finish in the third.